we were just talking before the show about how one of the greatest joys in your life is when Essendon do the unthinkable, which is win a game of football.
Yeah, which is why it's such a tough last 365 days, or 323.
So just what's
to be exact.
So first off, what's with their losing streak? So
17 games.
Is that's an equal club record, right?
I think it's equal club record. It just happens to extend a lot of days because obviously once you include the off season,
yeah,
I think we got to 323 days.
The good thing is that now that you've beaten Melbourne, like you literally feel as though you can beat anybody now. Surely, like there's not the same misery.
No, it's not foreboding like it was previously. I would say I don't think we can beat anyone, but I think we can not win the wooden spoon now and hand that to Richmond.
Off the bottom of the ladder?
Off the bottom of the ladder.
How good?
Dreamtime might still decide the wooden spoon, but...
How many games do you reckon Richmond are going to win this year?
I think, the sensationalists, people were saying Essendon wouldn't win a game till Port in round 24. No, that was the legitimate chat. And so... I think the same vultures will circle Richmond. I think they're down by about 40 now to GWS. Another, semi-honourable loss incoming.
They've got a chance next week because North play them at Marvel. If it was at the G, there'd probably be even bigger chance. But
yeah, I mean North. I just have to get that done.
Yeah, I don't have full faith in them yet.
Yeah, I just think Richmond are in that. So last year they were playing on a bit more adrenaline. From it was the very start of the rebuild. And so a lot of those players were playing footy in their first year. I think what happens in the second year of the rebuild is that you don't have exactly that same amount of sort of youthful exuberance. And you're still, still seeing that most of your results are losses. It's not that they're not trying. They try pretty hard. But it's not the same sort of just completely throw, caution against the wind and just see what happens. It doesn't have that same feeling.
I think also their veterans are just another year older. If you look at their veterans in that team,
yeah,
it's rough. And I mean, I'm not saying they weren't good players at their best. Prestia is the ghost of Dion Prestia from 2017.
The other issue is they're not playing each game. Like Lynch isn't playing each. Like when they miss even just one or two of those veterans, it makes a huge difference.
Nank is injured at the moment.
Yeah.
That's a huge
it's
problem
tough
for them.
The biggest issue they have, it's not a Richmond podcast, but is the forward.
Could be.
If you have in all your forwards are inexperienced, you just absolutely no chance to win games because none of them know where to run in like an AFL system.
Also, to your point, it does take years, particularly key forwards, to develop the strength to be able to deal with key backs.
Yeah.
And that's like a 5 to 7 year process.
Yeah.
And Armstrong doesn't have it. Jonty Fowle doesn't have it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Others.
They'll be completely fine. It's pending, of course, the Tasmanian sort of gold rush, but it's just not this year.
They're really relying on a gentleman by the name of Mykelti Lafau.
Yeah, Lafau playing very well today as well.
Oh, is he?
During the pod, yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm not a Lafau believer or connoisseur, so I don't know the best of Mykelti Lafau. But
first player to almost rhyme with Israel Folau since Israel Folau.
I mean, I'm sold.
Yeah,
I'm sold. Polynesian sort of background.
Easy to get around.
Actually, interestingly enough, Kate and I, we were at the comedy pub crawl yesterday.
Oh, wow.
And we went for a bit of a trot down Brunswick Street. 4 or 5 different pubs, 4 different comedians. Really, really good day. Kate,
actually quite a good mix, wasn't it?
Yeah, what did you think of the comedians, Kate? Because obviously not every comedian is everybody's taste.
No, I think it was a bit of a mixed bag last year, wasn't it? It was pretty on the poor end, I would say. We had a good MC, but there were a couple duds last year. Whereas I think they really upped their game this year.
Kate doesn't like that fruity comedy, like the real blue comedy.
Like what?
Kind of like the comedy that's skirting the edges of political correctness.
Oh, okay.
I don't
yeah.
think I've ever had that conversation with Matt. But it's cool.
Yeah.
You saw Dave O'Neill. He was quite good.
Dave O'Neill was very good. Is he the one that was like doing all the crowd work?
Yeah, he just did 20 minutes of crowd work.
Yeah, that's, I mean...
And he didn't even have a set.
Yeah, that's great. That's... we live for that. That's old school comedians.
Yeah,
It was just
that's talent, right?
He's
Yeah,
just
it
literally taking the piss out of 3 different dudes.
Yeah, that's what we want.
Fantastic.
And it was quite funny because then when we went to the last comedian, coincidentally, they also picked on the exact same dude. So, that guy had a right afternoon. Didn't he?
Yeah, some champagne
Poor Blair.
socialist from Carlton is copping it.
Love
and fair enough.
Yeah.
He was one of those old dudes, like, grey fox, slick-backed hair.
Yeah.
He's the type of guy who drives a vintage Porsche with driving gloves, like leather driving gloves. He's one of those type of guys. But what an afternoon it was. Look, and this is a controversial take. I really enjoyed, like, whenever a quite overweight lesbian walks out, I think you're in for a good afternoon of comedy.
I don't know why I thought in my head, as in walks out of the crowd to leave the comedy. No, you're talking about the comedian.
The comedian.
Yeah, okay.
And she was very, very funny.
Yeah.
She was really funny.
I thought you wanted to get rid of the lesbians from the crowd.
I thought you would, and you thought I was talking about Dave O'Neill.
Yeah. No, yeah, I just thought you were essentially Hunger Gaming the crowd.
No, it was, I don't know the woman's name now.
Kirsty something.
That's a very lesbian name, isn't it?
She hates that name. She did a bit of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, very,
Drives
very
Subaru
good.
What would be
Outback.
top three lesbian names off the top of your head?
KD.
KD. I think K in general just lends itself. It appears to potentially to the lesbian sort of fraternity.
Well, so Kate's absolutely cooked today because you've had a big right hangover. You're
Went
telling me.
out after as well.
Oi.
Oh, wow.
I mean, when I say out, I went to more comedy after.
Wow.
Yeah, Joanne McNally, an Irish comedian.
How
she's
was?
amazing. Very good. Very rowdy audience. A lot of pissed girls and gays in the audience. About 3 straight men.
Wow.
And
There we go.
We went to buy our second bottle of prosecco, and they'd run out.
Jeez,
That's
people
how
were just
rowdy it was.
people just having a right old time.
Prosecco
Yeah.
with my girls.
Prosecco
Hey?
with the girls,
Yeah.
exactly.
Nothing better.
So yeah, and then getting an Uber home was a challenge. It was busy in the city yesterday.
Gee whiz.
Yeah, whenever the comedy festival's on, it's difficult to get anything going from an Uber perspective, and the surge pricing,
Absolutely.
which is a great idea for them.
Yeah.
But for us
Just
normies,
kills. Yeah.
Normies.
like that's why I quite often catch public transport. They did mention that public transport is free this month, and I just thought I've literally been avoiding tapping on for 7 years.
Yeah. So it's free for
You
another
can't
month.
avoid on trains though, as much.
No.
Well, okay.
Unless you're a real rebel.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. How fast do these Met Cops run?
Yeah.
What's the physical test to get into the Met Cops?
I haven't been on public transport for 4 years, I reckon. Any
You
form.
snob.
Yeah, no, legitimately. I can't envision a scenario where
Oh my god.
where I go on public transport. I'd rather walk. I'm a big walk.
I'm a big walker. Too,
I'd
actually.
rather walk than think about a tram or a train or a bus.
So even when you're going to the footy,
I walk. I live in Richmond.
Oh, you live in
35-minute
Richmond, yeah.
walk max.
But you get, I mean, the Bridge Road tram, right? Just go straight up the Clackers.
It's almost now principle. I had so many memory. Like I will call public transport my whole life. I've done enough for the
you've
system.
done your time.
I've done my time. I'm an Uber or walk or leave car.
And I bet you're an Uber comfort, aren't you?
Absolutely. I have to make sure that there's no conversation and you can set that. So you got to set the tone early
Yeah.
and buy the app.
How does that? Well, when you were having conversations, what were they like?
They were short and frank conversations.
Yeah.
And
You surprise me. I think you can really be a conversationalist when you want to be, right? And
Yeah.
then do you just switch off? Because I was thinking in the comedy festival, right? Aren't you a dream person to be in the front row? Because I imagine you'd quite enjoy it.
when I'm in New York and I'm in a good mood and I'm traveling and whatever, a dream conversationalist, and I put myself in the front row before, which means you just come earlier to the Comedy Cellar there. But when I'm in sort of work mode or not, it's just like heads down. Don't talk to me unless it's the specified people that I've allocated talking time to that evening.
Do you have a certain, I guess, battery when it comes to talking to people?
I do now.
If you exceed the battery life and the charge, you can't talk to people anymore.
That's the issue. Is that it's actually not the people or the Uber drivers that I do hate a lot of people, but I don't actually have that much hatred for people. The issue I have is throughout the week I am talking non-stop and largely to people either I don't know or don't care for from a business standpoint. So then when it comes to the weekend or weeknights, there's nothing left.
Yeah.
But it's not actually the fault of or the desire. Like, I would love to have something left. It just doesn't exist.
I think it takes a certain type of person to be able to just continue that.
Yeah, I used to be able to continue
16 hours a day.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
I'm the same. I talk to people for 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
Every day. And look, do I talk about the exact same things? Yes.
Yeah.
Do I? Weather, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, how's this weather? Melbourne.
Yeah.
Why do we live here?
So that's
most livable city in the world, they say.
That's another thing why I avoid conversation now. Is like I actually am starting to not able to have those conversations. I can't small
What
talk.
about recently there was a new surge of the whole chat about the darker mornings and the lighter mornings for a few weeks, that sort of...
Yeah. I
actually like daylight savings.
I think the spark's gone out of my life for a bit. I need to rediscover it because none of those conversations make me happy. In fact, they infuriate me.
I don't think they make anyone happy, but sometimes in the corporate world, you just
have to
say something.
So I used to find it funny that it happened now. Now I just find it like... When I hear people have that conversation, my immediate thought is, why don't we have 4 billion people living in the world, not 8? Just halve it. Like
Thanos.
Nuke it.
That's what Thanos wanted to do in Marvel.
We'll make some sort of criteria and just get rid of half. And I think would be in a better place.
What's the criteria?
Well, I haven't fully thought it through.
It would be quite easy to find a park then.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many benefits to getting rid of 4 billion.
So many benefits.
I'll come up with a criteria for the next pod. How we get rid of 4 billion.
There's like all these existential questions that you would ask, like, there's more room to move. It's much better for the environment. It's much better for the earth. And Kate's like, well, I can find a park outside in a studio a little bit easier. That would be
if you have ever legitimately enjoyed a weather conversation, you're culled. So they'll get rid of 2 bill. And
see, that's the problem, because that would be me straight away. I love talking about the bomb, and I love talking about how poor the bomb is. And I also like to then turn on to Dan Andrews, because it's Dan Andrews' problem that the bomb is so bad, because
you'd be culled.
Apparently, because what happened was with the bomb is that they used to have 3 weather balloons, and that weather balloon amount is down to 1.
Yeah,
and that's because of the Northeast Link and all these public works programs that have blown their budgets.
I can't stress enough how much you'd be culled. So
I'm already falling asleep.
The 3 weather balloon down to 1 weather balloon chat. If you told me for the next 80 years I won't hear that, I'd be super stoked. Yeah.
From the Adder with Pet and Kate.
Pet, Kate, and insert one of the 4 billion remaining. Yeah.
Oh god. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. I can understand that. Hey Pat, how have you found? Well, to go to news of the week, Kate. How have you found Gather Round?
Look,
does it do it for you?
In principle, I'm a Gather Round fan. I do like the idea of it. I do think it should be spread a bit more. Like I think that's what it drives such a great travelling flock, obviously, to the same city.
Are you a Barossa man?
Well, it's funny you say that, Kate, because as you know, I can't say anything semi-positive without immediately following with something extremely negative and world and person hating. But the one thing I can't handle with Gather Round now is like the same things that the commentators say about the Barossa, about Norwood, like, oh, it must be like I've heard this 4 times over the weekend. Must be different rules in the Barossa. Shit like that absolutely breaks me. Like, it breaks me. It ruins everything that makes me happy.
What do you mean, like when they're talking about, look at the atmosphere, it's just a different feel at Gather Round?
Yeah, a tiny bit like that, or like there'll be a rule interpretation and they'll just use it as a very light, low-hanging Barossa reference.
Or if you win a game at the Barossa Park, they'll be enjoying some Shiraz tonight.
Yeah, like that stuff breaks me.
Just fucking
It's just
annoying.
low. Everything's
But
low
surely-
effort.
let's
Low effort.
Cut to the chase. That is the reason why we do gather around, right? Is a tourism situation. No?
Yeah, so apparently
absolutely.
I was researching this. Apparently they forecast that yearly it would bring $60 million into the South Australian economy. Now apparently that actually brings 110, they worked out. So in that sense, Adelaide and the state of South Australia is making quite a significant amount of money out of Gather Round, for sure.
Yeah,
And the reason I bring it up, Ed, is because there's more talk about what is the future of Gather Round like. I know that when they started Gather Round, the idea was to give it to other states, give it to other cities, Perth, Sydney, potentially Brisbane, whatever. And it seems increasingly likely that they're just going to keep it in South Australia.
Well, apparently
for the
they're
next little bit.
renegotiating the South Australian government and the AFL, that is, for the next whatever X years.
Malinauskas is a shrewd operator.
Yeah.
He's a shrewd operator.
It's actually, look, as much as I do hate the commentator stuff I just mentioned, it's one of those rare things that I actually think they've done well over the last few years, is Gather Round. And it doesn't bother me that much if it just stays in South Australia. Mainly because they've clearly put in the effort to accept people and to create a weekend that's actually structured, has some thought behind it. Because of that, they should be rewarded.
It's actually unlike the AFL and unlike governments to actually do something quite positive.
Correct.
They've actually done this quite well. And one of the things is that Malinauskas wants to sign a 2 or 3 year contract.
Yeah.
And I actually don't mind that. They're actually going to try and build a stadium out in McLaren Vale.
Yeah, and which will lead to some more really frustrating
Well, they can't
idioms and phrases. But
They can't say Shiraz because that's actually white wine.
white
country,
wine,
isn't it?
yeah.
Chardonnay.
I thought
Shardies.
Shiraz was. Is that Shiraz McLaren Vale? I thought Shiraz was Barossa.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they're going to McLaren Vale, so they're going
Separate.
to talk about. They're going to talk about
Yeah.
The one thing-
Chardonnay and Sauv Blanc.
yeah.
I love a Chardonnay. And
Yeah, I know.
everyone,
You're an old
everyone
person.
slags me for it.
You're an old woman.
I don't mind a Shardy.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Buttery Shardy.
Yeah, especially when you put the word buttery before it. It can only be in a good mood.
Yeah.
Even if someone doesn't even serve you a buttery Shardy, if you believe it's a buttery one.
Absolutely. Or oaky.
Or oaky. Yeah, there you go.
They're two descriptors for sure.
Yeah.
Leathery.
Leatheries, yeah. Very good.
We talked a lot about butter lately. We got the wedge of butter on the HCBs. A lot of people love that chat. But yeah, Kate, Shardy's kind of like a middle-aged woman has a on a Friday afternoon at 1 p.m. sort of thing.
See, it's funny. When I was, well, not growing up, but when I was back in the UK, it was a bit embarrassing to drink Chardonnay. And then when I moved here, I thought that it was quite different because Chardonnay is actually quite nice here.
Oh, that's a fair point.
I don't know.
Not enough people have shamed you
They're
in
making a
Australia.
comeback.
Okay. It's all cyclical, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm a skins man. I'm a skinsy
Very
man.
trendy.
I love
Extremely
the skins.
trendy, yeah. Skin contact.
Yeah, I like my pet nats. I love my pet nats. So
Yeah. Classy, man.
Yeah, they're very in the city. But let's see how this gather round thing plays out, mate. I have seen also. I don't know if did you catch much of the ARC madness that was going on last week? We talk about ARC every week, but
When last week or
they did 12 ARC reviews
I've
on
noticed.
Thursday.
Oh, I noticed after that though the ARC reviews have not been happening or randomly not.
Yeah, I don't even know what the rule is anymore.
I
There
think
just
it's
was-
if they can be fucked. They'll go to the ARC. That's it. Because sometimes they're not reviewing things now.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, well, but it actually a little bit depends on the umpire because I saw it in the game today. You know those ones where they just kick the ball sky high? It's literally 35 metres up in the air. And it goes somewhat around the point post, not the goal post.
Yeah.
And then the goal umpire comes up to the main umpire and goes, look, I think it's a point. I just want to check it on review. you're never going to know.
Oh, also, what stage of the game is this?
Yeah, exactly. It's second quarter.
Yeah,
in a game that Geelong are going to win by 7 goals.
So I think that there should be a rule there that if the game's completely out of the balance or it's top 4 versus bottom 4, you can't review the behind out of the full. You make a call.
Just make a call.
You make a call because it's not going to change the game, and you've just added 5 minutes to patrons' time.
Also, they were talking about potentially only having the lasso free kick reviews in the last 2 minutes of the last quarter.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Again, that's one I feel like they haven't been reviewing when they were last week randomly.
It's just seat of your pants stuff, Kate. No, I'm not sure if I really like it.
Yeah.
Pet, let's get to the games, mate. What did you make of Thursday night's game?
Thursday was... Who was Thursday?
It was Adelaide versus Carlton.
Oh, yes. I thought...
Dead man walking, Michael Voss.
Yeah, I thought Carlton were actually okay. Not embarrassing. And Adelaide just had, too much firepower around the ground. But, yeah, I look... It's hard to take a lot from the game. Home game for Adelaide. Need to win after disappointing couple of weeks where they've sort of been in every game. They just haven't been stringing the wins together they'd hope. And Carlton, sort of playing for their coach's life, sort of kept him alive. 100-point loss might have led to a demise. Who knows? And
I actually think they're trying, though. It's just they're not good enough.
I think they're trying. I agree. I think it's a bit of both. But they do lose hope pretty quickly once they get like a run on them, especially in the second half. But, yeah, look, Walsh seemed like he'd discovered some old form in the early days with his ridiculous haircut.
Terrible haircut.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you think about those haircuts, like the long hair headband haircuts? There's a lot of people rocking them these days.
I'm kind of into it, yeah.
Kind of lesbian-y. Yeah.
No, I like it. I think it's good.
But yeah, I don't think, I think it's a move on job for both teams. Carlton should have lost by 10 goals. Adelaide should have won by 10 goals. It was 40 odd in the end, or?
No, it was
sorry.
5 goals, actually.
Yeah, 5 goals,
so,
yeah.
Yeah. I think Carlton kept fighting it out. I think they're one of the... I just couldn't believe it. They decided that they would keep Cripps on the bench for the first 10 minutes of the second quarter. And that is where Adelaide made this big run. They kicked 5 or 6 goals in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
and they kept Cripps on the bench.
Yeah, I'm sure he would have helped somewhat, but Cripps is... Yeah, he's just an absolute shell. I'd be shocked if he finished in the top 30 in the Brownlow this year.
No, I reckon he's one of those guys who he will just keep getting votes.
Yeah, maybe.
Because he's just a pet.
Yeah.
He's an actual pet.
Yeah, no, he's a legit pet. Legit umpire's pet. Teacher's
if you
pet.
move to Friday night, golly, Miss Molly, this was a bad game to watch.
Yes.
They should just erase the first 3 quarters, really.
Yeah.
And just play the last quarter.
Yeah.
I think everybody would be happier with that.
Yeah.
A bit of rain about, but it's just... Collingwood just shut the game down.
Yeah, it felt like they had it on their terms, and so it's surprising they didn't get the win. It had all the hallmarks of a close Collingwood win, especially under sort of McRae. But I think, we've spoken about this many times, but Fremantle, over the last few years, they don't have this identity, especially in close games. They've now won a couple of close ones this year, where they would normally lose those games, where it's not on their terms. It's not made for them. They look like they're sort of out of it, and then they find a way to win. I still don't think they have the fear factor yet, but a few more of those types of wins, and you start to have the talent sort of matching, the output in close games, which is, you need to win those types of games to win some really key finals down the track. So I thought it was a really big win for the club.
I don't think many Collingwood fans are going to like me saying this, but McRae on numerous occasions has said we want to play an exciting brand of football. We want to excite our fans. Yeah. That was not exciting your fans.
Yeah.
I understand he's got to deliver results, but don't say that you're out there to excite fans. Just say I'm there for results. I'm fine if you're there for results, actually.
Yeah.
But don't piss down my back and tell me it's raining.
Yeah. I think they're in a bit of no man's land, Collingwood, but it's sort of fine. Their last premiership isn't that far removed, nor is them competing in general. They just need to work out, like we sort of said last 2 weeks, where is this season actually going to go? Is it a 9th, 10th playoff season, or is it really still pushing hard for that top 5?
Is there a team more reliant on one single person than Collingwood and Dacos?
Currently in the AFL, no.
They are so reliant on Nick Dacos. It's not funny.
Well,
Their best 3 players on the weekend, Crisp, 33.
Yeah.
Dacos, we know how good Dacos is, 23, 24. And then Pendle's 38.
Yeah. Yeah, they need to start.
Not good
They
times.
need to start blooding some more midfield.
That's a
youth.
problemo.
Yeah, it is.
A few other ones. Apparently, this was only one of 3 games in the last 80 years where the margin was never more than a goal in the whole game.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
At no point during this game was the margin more than
That's
6
crazy.
points.
Crazy.
And then, obviously, the final sequence, Isaiah Dudley, big tackle.
Yep.
And then Johnson, just a random white guy.
I know,
Never
but-
seen him in my life.
Never seen him in his life, but he sort of
Random white guy.
can sort of break the lines.
It's good.
Yeah, he's like genuinely good.
That's straight up. I am a person who follows football, and this guy, Matthew Johnson,
Yeah.
has just randomly rocked
And
up,
they've got
and he's
another
good.
line breaker coming back in, young. There's exciting times in the West.
The other one is your favourite. I know he's your favourite, Triarchy.
Triarchy, yeah.
That mark at the end
I
of the
think
game.
it's one of the greatest wet weather marks I've ever seen.
That going back with the flight.
I've never seen a 1 grab like that in the wet, going back with the fly. I've seen a 2 grab, 3 grab. I've seen a chest mark. I've seen a sort of, hot potato. I haven't seen a 1 grab like that in pouring, torrential, almost tornado, cyclone style rain
Yeah,
to win the game. And there was a minute 30 left, and Collingwood still had chances after that, but it was as big a mark as you can take.
Kate, it's like marking a bar of soap.
And it was a one-hander.
Just one grab.
Oh, so 2 hands.
2 hands,
I'm
but
less
it's
impressed.
like yeah.
Kate shitting on Triarchy.
I think you need to understand that the ball is a soap bar
And did he get a lot of height?
in the mark, and
Yeah.
he was running backwards as well. So it was like there was a lot of fear and courage.
Because there's going to be people coming the opposite way.
I did see it absolutely pissing down.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
the
horrible.
random. It's that Barossa rain, like, it's so annoying.
Nothing, I
Yeah.
mean, you know what though? Good time to get into a pub, bit of an open fire and some Shiraz,
Oh,
Kate.
yeah.
Yeah,
Better
absolutely.
than the
Why
people
not?
I saw in the ponchos.
Yeah,
So,
Hell.
I'm going to the Barossa Park actually next.
yeah,
Pet, North versus Brisbane.
yeah.
What
North,
did you make of this game?
I think North again showed signs they're very much on the right track, sort of in front of Brisbane for the majority of the first half. And then sort of there and thereabouts, exciting youngsters. Obviously, Trembart's going to get a lot of the accolades this week for just a ludicrous pack mark, just genuine pack mark. 7
Huge
deep,
grab.
7 deep,
Huge grab.
9 deep even.
He's jumped from outside the arena basically.
So that's great. And then Brisbane are going to do. It couldn't be pointing towards a three-peat more than ever. It's
They're
just,
looking good.
It's
They're
just
looking
more
good.
that they're just not overexerting.
Yeah, they're just doing what it takes.
Just doing what it takes.
I don't think one thing is I only think they got out of like third gear maybe in the last 5 minutes of the game.
They
to
did
be
this
honest.
against St Kilda. I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Yes, at Marvel, 100%.
But like they're going to do that all year.
Yeah, and that's perfect because what you're doing by doing that is you're not busting your ass, you're not injuring yourself, you're just really just winding yourself up for September.
Yeah,
perfect.
absolutely.
One thing I'll take from this game though is that North were right there. They had their chances in the last quarter. To be honest, had 2 gilt-edged shots at goal, one from Harry Sheasel. Just missed. That would have taken them to just 4 points behind, and then it's kind of anybody's game at that point. But Brisbane's small forwards, I mean, their small to medium forwards are just so effective. Rayner, Bailey, Lohman.
Yeah, it's incredible.
They're just impossible to get on top of.
Yeah.
Obviously that Trembarth mark. I mean, Trembarth, let's not forget, Kate. Trembarth is in his 8th game of AFL.
Yeah, it's
His 8th
impressive.
game. And he just took one of the great pack grabs
just
you'll ever
launch.
see. And the thing that makes a good pack grab is not that he definitely got good height, but it's also you collapse on top of everybody. So imagine, the Jenga tower, and then
you're safe, but everyone else.
and then the
is
Jenga
screwed.
tower just goes and just becomes rubble. That's what the pack mark was. Not only that, had this big smile on his face when he was standing up, and he had time to pick up Nick Larkey, who was lying on the ground next to him having a laugh. What a moment for big Tremmy. So well done Trembuth. Now, Pet, most importantly, let's talk more deeply about this game, Bummers versus Melbourne. You know what? Just before you go, I was thinking about you this whole game. The reason why is because Bummers have obviously not had a good start to the year or end of last year, but playing against your potentially most hated side in the form of Melbourne.
Oh man, I put my washing out.
Yeah, it's pouring rain. Yeah, it was, and with no chance given. I think we were $4.80. So like rank outsiders, because Melbourne in one of the hot form teams of the competition, just coming off a Gold Coast win. Yeah, I didn't know what to make of it. The start, we'd never start well, and we started all right, but then it looked like every other Essendon game. Melbourne got 3 goals ahead. We had simple errors. The class just started to look pretty obvious, and then that's when things changed. We kicked 2 goals against that flow to get down by only 2 points 2 or 4 at halftime, and then are still there. I thought we'll lose by about 5 or 6 goals, but not too bad. And then enter Archie Roberts wheeling onto his left, and everything just started to sort of be a slow motion movie from there. Just absolutely incredible to not win and just eke over the line, but just to demolish.
No, you pumped them. You pumped them by 7 goals.
At what point were you fully relaxed?
No, I was watching with a friend, and 6 minutes to go when we were 42 points up, I go, we can't lose. I kept asking for the last 10 minutes before that. Even you shouldn't be able to lose from where we were, but we've done it before.
Yeah, more. If you've got more goals than minutes, that's the rule.
So 6 minutes left. We were 42 points up, and I said, I looked over again, and I said, can't lose from here, can we? And he goes, no. But he already said that 5 minutes before, and I wasn't convinced.
Yeah.
And then after that, we just hit normally we would still give up 5 goals in 4 minutes to make it really panicky. And it just wasn't that. And it was, again, the exciting part for us was the effort was definitely better for sure, which is what sparked it. But I think as well, it was some of the players that we've been excited about either over the last year or 2 years that they were just brilliant. And 2 20-year-olds were our best players, Kako and Roberts, who got 42.
Good times, mate.
And Caddy played a good game.
It's a good feeling, isn't it?
Farrow is a star already, and he's 19.
Day Wicks
looked good.
37 years old.
Day looked Archer. Day looked good. There was just all the youngsters looked good.
Merritt had his. He
still hasn't won over Essendon fans, but when he kicked that goal, that was a big moment. We were only 22 up at that point, and that was really when we solidified that, hey, we might not actually lose this game. So, look, the main thing is, I don't know, I don't think it means that much for us for the season, but it does take just the vultures. That's it. The vultures were circling in every part of the club. Internally, the fans.
Gives you a couple of weeks to just relax.
It just gives you, it gives you a month, honestly, to just reset. And that can do wonders for hopefully some of the things we need to be doing in terms of player development, in terms of people believing as well. So really, that was the beauty of it.
More broadly, obviously, this is a positive for Brad Scott. You not being a massive proponent of
I think it was his first.
It's not a good thing for you, right?
No, it's his first good, well-coached game in a long time, I'd say. Through Langford back, through Peter Wright in the ruck. McGrath and Pickett, people are lauding it. Pickett's still dominated. McGrath's a horrific AFL player. I just need that to be very clear for the record. Ooh. He is a horrific AFL player, and he's our captain, which is it's just a shame. But those other moves were really big. And And then, I guess they somehow got... I feel like the effort, though, came from the fact that we did blood these youngsters that are going to be really good players. And hopefully, I don't know, a kick up the backside that maybe came at halftime of the Kangas game that then carried on into this week.
What does this mean for Melbourne?
It just means their fans can shut up for a bit. Like, their fans were talking about playing top 6. Like, we could if things went our way, top 4. Like, shut up. So, like, that's the main thing it means is you don't have to hear your painful Melbourne fan start to tell you about, like, how they didn't realise they were going to be this good this quickly. Like, that chat shuts up for another month.
Yeah, we're talking about you, Daniel Andrew.
So his name's David, but it's good. But in general, they're just such chirpy, annoying fans.
Yeah, in between their,
Cheese
blue
balls.
cheese on saladas. Probably not saladas.
So now,
probably.
like, they know as well, like, you've just lost to a bottom 2 team by 46 points. You're not making top 6. Just you don't have to.
They're
talk
still
about
thinking about wild card, I think. But which they
You're allowed to think about wild card, but
anybody's allowed to think about wild card.
Stop hinting at these massive revivals. And I just think their game. I think the commentators for one summed it up pretty well during the game. It's a new coach, so you can excuse it. They didn't have a plan B, so they like a run and gun style. And we decided to, which is not we haven't done this year, is we decided to hold on to the ball uncontested. So they didn't change anything.
If you play into that run and gun style, it's a problem for you because they do have some fast.
Yeah, they beat us
players.
probably by 10 goals, like most teams will.
But they also have I still think they have a bit of a trucky backline, like a bit of a shitty backline.
Yeah, it's a shitty backline. And then if Jacob Van Rooyen, Roo, isn't doing anything, which is 99% of the time, they don't really have a forward line either. Latrell, Pickett, like... Please.
Yeah, I think Latrell to me feels like one of those guys who his first 10 games are like the best 10 games of his career.
Yeah.
And then you just never hear from him again.
I couldn't agree more.
He might prove me wrong because obviously in the draft last year, Doveston was rated as a small forward a lot higher than Latrell Pickett.
Yeah, but they picked him up.
But they picked Latrell instead of Doveston for various reasons.
Yeah.
First amongst them being that it's Keziah's cousin and they wanted to hang on to Keziah.
Even though he signed an 8-year deal the year before. Latrell Pickett, like, he's better. I'll state this, but he just reminds me of Alwyn Davies so much, where it's like the name and they can't kick over 10 metres. Actually, like, legitimately can't kick over. It's about 30 metres, if I'm not exaggerating.
They're very, a bit like you, like all sizzle, no sausage.
Correct.
Sometimes.
Yeah. And all sizzle, no sausage is great off the field, but not as good on the field. Yeah.
No. Bulldogs versus Hawthorn.
Got this one wrong.
This was a bit of a fuck up, actually, because Hawthorn just really snuffed out the Bulldogs.
I thought the Bulldogs would win. I really did. I thought the Bulldogs were very underestimated by the bookies. Hawthorn are just on this niggly little confidence run that they love to go on. I'm surprised they're not doing the group selfies that they did a few years ago. Maybe that's a directive. There's something so smug about Hawthorn that's so unlikable. They're creeping up to challenge Melbourne in my most hated books. They're almost toe-to-toe now.
I've always found their fans very condescending.
Yeah, they're smug.
The smuggest fans in the league are and I know there are some Hawthorn fans that listen to this podcast.
Smug.
Hannah Savage.
They are smug, and what the wizard, he is the leader of that smug brand, but they all do. Like, why does Connor McDonald have that little fucking rat tail? Like, why? Why does he have that rat tail? Why is Mavio
He's a white guy with a rat tail
pretending like he's not running hard so that he can look like good for his TikToks or whatever? Why are all of them annoyingly a good kick? Like, their whole game plan works because they can all kick. But, like, there has to be a game plan that just snuffs them out, which it has happened in most finals. What annoys me is they're just looking like going on this 6 or 7 game run, doing these really niggly good social media videos based on the run.
I disagree. I think you're both going to cop a lot of backlash for this.
Probably, but you know what they are? They're the team of the generic white guy.
Yeah, and
they've got so many generic white guys. So,
They do.
Kate, imagine you're in a video game, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And
But that's not their fault.
no.
Sorry, all right.
And imagine it's not their fault, but it is just reality, right?
Yeah.
Imagine you're at the start of a video game and you're starting a career mode, and you get the figurine
Yeah.
that you're going to add things to make look like
Yeah,
you.
it's all Hawthorn.
The first figurine dude that you get is just all the whole Hawthorn team.
Yeah, Ward, McDonald, random people they have, like, and they look, I'll give them this, they play their system really well. I'm just looking forward to that system being shut down again at some point, which will happen.
I actually don't know anyone in their midfield because they're all the same.
Yeah.
Ward.
Yeah, it's just annoying. And Gunston is just a freak. Like, I actually like Gunston.
He's the only thing about Hawthorn I like.
Yeah, everyone that still likes
He's a freak
Gunston, but he's just
Guinea.
I personally, it's funny. I actually hate a lot more players than I hate Guinea. I think he's more universally hated.
Yes, he
but
is.
But I actually hate all these other players that are like the Wizard. If the Wizard was part of the 4 billion that I'm culling, I wouldn't lose an iota of sleep. Anyway, look, Hawks, a very impressive win. Hawks currently the form team in the competition.
Yeah, it's going to be rough the next little bit. I think they've got a good run at the MCG, I think, coming up. So.
They should be top of the ladder at some point.
Swans, Gold Coast, we missed that one.
Yeah,
Not much to say about this, I don't think.
No, I actually thought Gold Coast would put up more of a fight after losing last week. So, but the Swans are clearly a top 4 team. I think the top 3, I thought looked set, but you've sort of got Sydney and Brisbane pretty clearly up there, and then it's between Bulldogs, Hawthorn, Gold Coast. Sort of feels like to round out.
I thought Gold Coast were going to be a Monty for top 4.
Yeah, but now
the last 2 weeks has definitely cracked my confidence in them. Cats versus West Coast. I think West Coast actually did better than I thought they would.
Yeah, I thought Cats win these games by 100.
The first
usually.
half of this game, West Coast played really well.
Yeah.
So the Cats,
I like West Coast. They're fun to watch now.
They are a bit fun. Yeah, they are a bit fun. They kind of run and gun. They got some exciting youngsters.
Yeah, and they get around each other.
Reed,
I do like they're sort of they're clearly going out together a lot.
Yeah. I like Shanahan as well.
Yeah, I like Shanahan as well.
Big, tall dude. GWS Richmond, I thought this would be closer.
What was the final score?
It's 58 points.
Yeah, it was closer
points.
though. Most of the game. Well, sorry, I shouldn't say that. GWS went out to about 50, but then Richmond brought it back to like 18 or 20, and then hung around for about a quarter, and then class. But they got players back. We've been talking about GWS getting players back. The most important one, Ash, and
Cadman.
Bedford. Cadman probably kicked 5.
Brent
I think.
Daniels kicked 4.
Yeah.
Did Cadman. Forsett, kicked 3.
They'll be fine.
Lafau kicked 4. Lafau,
yeah, boy, I told you he was in form. I tell you what, I've been obsessing over again. It's from we spoke about it last week, but I can't stop watching the Adam Kingsley spray from the show you've been watching, Kate.
Oh yeah,
it's just such a good spray. It's worth a watch tonight, just before bed.
any spray's good at AFL level. I love a good spray.
He goes, you want to win on talent. It's an amazing spray. He swears at the right time. That's the best part about a spray.
Yeah.
Is that people think it's the swearing at any point that makes it funny, but that's what makes it a bit tacky. Like, if you can use the swear words...
It's where you put it.
Where you put it and when you put it and how you do it that makes it a good spray. And that's what he does really well.
Also the upward inflection of your
he's
voice
good.
at certain times.
And he's really singling out people. He singled out Toby Green. He goes, you've had 3 fucking touches. You're supposed to be a leader.
That's harsh.
Yeah, it's really good though. It's
what?
really
And obviously Kingsley is a menacing character.
Yeah, and
he's one of those dudes who you're like, gee, I wouldn't actually want to get into a fight with this guy.
Absolutely.
There's stacks of guys at the AFL level who you say boo and they'd run away, but Kingsley's not one of them. Kingsley would whoop you.
Absolutely.
He's got no problem with that. Let's go to... So the last game is Port versus St Kilda.
Bit later today.
Look...
Is that worth watching or nah?
It's worth having... It's a background job.
Okay.
You know what, though? I want to see St Kilda get beat.
Yeah, well, it'll be fun.
I don't know why, but...
We'll see. There's a chance.
Because this is a gilt edge game for them.
Yeah, it is. It's important.
I tipped Port.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is that a risk?
It's a risk.
I
Yeah,
need
they're
the
underdogs.
risk. I'm not doing well at the moment, so I need to take a risk.
Yeah.
because with all of St Kilda's players that have accrued and Port not accruing anybody and relying on just random Corey Durden.
Yeah.
Is he going to do it for you?
Yeah.
Lukosius?
Yeah, it's
Is
weird.
he going to do it for you? He's a key forward now for Port. Like, obviously, Georgiades, yes, but anyway. What are we doing here, Pat?
Yeah, I've got one for you, AFL related.
Oh.
I'm sick of... I'm really sick of this, and it needs to stop. It's a pandemic right now in the AFL. Key backmen who think they're Harris Andrews, Sam Taylor, Jacob Wiedering, but they're not, and they play like them. Buku Karmas last night, Ben Mackay for Essendon. There's so many of them. You are average. Do not play 10 metres off your man. If you're playing on an in-form forward, you are hand on them the whole game. That's it. I don't care.
Armbar, Kate.
Armbar. Unless you are those three names I mentioned. There's probably a fourth player in there I'm missing. But there's 3 or 4 players in the league that are allowed to do what they want. The rest of them... Buku Karmas costs... Like, what's he doing on Jack Gunston? Giving him 10 metres all the time. What's Ben Mackay doing? He was better yesterday, but what is he doing playing 10 metres off when he's a very average backman, maybe slightly above at the very best of times?
Well, he's on $1 million a year, mate.
It's ridiculous though, but like this infuriates me, and I don't know why coaches aren't being harder on their backmen. You are not this game-winning, intercepting, 10 metres off, reading the play, general superstar. You get given a good forward. Your job is then for them to not kick goals. That's it. It's old school. And I think Karmas was just I'd give his game a 0 out of 10.
Oh.
And it's arrogant. And it really pisses me off. And that's not even my own team. And so what are we doing here to defenders who think that they're God's gift to earth, and really their only job is to negate forwards?
They're playing like millionaires, Kate.
Yeah. And some of them are, unfortunately, millionaires.
Ben Mackay is a millionaire.
Yeah.
So, I completely agree. I mean, you don't get that from Toby Pink.
You don't. Toby Pink knows that he's Toby Pink.
He knows what's up.
And, as a hard-nosed defender myself growing up, I knew that my game wasn't about intercepts. It was about negating, and we've lost that. It's all, as you say, it's all sizzle, no sausage. Mm-hmm. There you go.
What are we doing here this week? There's 2 of them. I don't know what Greg Swan's doing, man. He's doing everything by feel. Because there's no rhyme or reason. He's like, I think like with the arc, we'll probably just, see what happens. If we want to get the right decision, but we also want the game to move fast. So, I don't know. Like, tell us, it's either you want the game to move fast or you want the right decision. Because if you're going to spend 3 minutes in the arc with the dude playing Dungeons and Dragons in a gaming chair, looking at these big TVs, trying to work out whether it came off someone's, he's squinting his eyes, like, did it come off that guy's foot or what is going on here? And they see 5 different angles and they still can't get it right. And it's taking forever, Pet. And the reason why we had this lasso rule in the first place is to move the game on. And instead, we're adding minutes and minutes and minutes onto quarters. So, Greg, get it right. That's why you're brought in. That's why they pissed off Laura Kane to do some other random job. Okay? That's the first one. Second one, Gary Lyon. Gary Lyon. Mm-hmm. He said during the week, the opinions of fan media don't matter. So the opinions of all of these fan-based podcasts, Blues Abroad and The Sash and Further North podcast and however many, and us to a certain extent.
Yeah, of course.
Your opinions don't matter.
It was a given, Kate.
Just because you've got a microphone in front of you doesn't mean your opinions matter. Now, Gary, if I may, you are a dinosaur. The amount of views across all of fan-made analysis in social media would be in the hundreds of thousands, if not millions a week. So someone's taking notice of it. And I'm telling you, it's the fans. So it does matter. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I do agree with that.
So Gary Lyon, know your place.
Sorry, realised that question wasn't aimed at me.
Did you put your hand up there, or am I saying something? Like, it's like you were like in the back of a year 4 class. Like, I agree too, miss.
Gary Lyon is a morally bankrupt individual.
I know.
And he's out here telling us our opinions don't matter. So, Gary, your opinions don't matter.
Yeah. Suck eggs, Gary.
How about that?
Suck eggs. Yeah.
How about that? Cash me outside.
Yeah. How about that?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bit of a throwback.
Yeah.
Kate, what have you got?
I haven't got one this week.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
in a
All
good
good.
mood.
Yeah.
Okay. What low-key cooking pet?
Low-key cooking for me was, I think it was all in the first quarter, but Josh Rochelli's first quarter, the 3 goals.
Great eyes.
Great eyes. There's
Skin?
something about, I didn't like Josh Rochelli a few years ago. He's turned on me because I think he's, like, the celebrations, he still does them, but they were like a bit over the top back in the day, and he was like... But I think he's got this... I've got a feeling in a couple of years he could be like a top 10 player in the competition. They're still not using him really as like a proper midfielder or anything yet. But he's just got... They've always said this, but there's so many players where they've said that they're going to have the X factor. But there's not many that can kick the 3 goals that he did in the first quarter. And the skill required to do that. And the difference in the goals as well. So... Yeah, it was just electrifying, and it was great to see it from someone who maybe isn't doing it every second or third week, like a lot of our bona fide superstars. So for me, yeah, Rochelli, low-key cooking.
Yeah, we love Rochelle. I like Rochelli now.
Yeah.
The way he treats the fans as well. Like,
Yeah, that's turned on. He's turned.
Yeah, have you seen any vision of this this young lad who's got some sort of genetic disease, who's doing it pretty tough, and the way that Rochelli kind of involved him in the team song and with the players,
I love
you got to
that.
love that.
So yeah, he's really turned in my
He's
books.
also got these weird like finger like kind of sellies
he's
that
still
he
a
does.
bit weird, but at least it's not over the top now, and he kicks rippers.
Oh yeah, he's a highly skilled player.
Yeah, very skilled.
Highly skilled player. My low-key cooking, and it's been a while, and because we don't do the pod at our place anymore, you can't experience
It's the ragu.
We don't get to see
the smell of
It's
a slow cook. And today it's beef bourguignon. And it's getting to slow cook weather, Kate.
It's weird. I can now smell it.
It's getting to slow cook weather.
It is, yeah. We want to get a slow cooker as well. I feel like for the winter it's good.
Yeah,
but
get a Dutch oven. Get a big Dutch oven.
yeah,
It's a good idea. And I remember Pet one time you had the ragu with a bit of pappardelle and
Yeah. That was the last time I was happy, actually.
till Saturday when Essendon beat Melbourne. So yeah, that was the low-key cooking. We're just going into slow cook season. So, my mouth's watering.
What about you, Kate?
So I bumped into someone I knew in the toilet queue at the Comedy in the City last night, and we had a great chat. It was heaving in there, so big long queue for the toilet.
So you had a long time to
And
chat.
so my low-key cooking is, well, in theory we had a long time to chat, but then when you get to the cubicle, it's no like, oh, one of you has to be like, oh, we're done here. It's just going to the toilet, French exit.
So it's an easy
So
social
I quite
exit.
like that social exit.
You're becoming more like me every day.
It's terrifying. So yeah, I quite enjoyed that. So that's a low-key cooking.
It's a good one. Yeah, that's a really niche one actually. Yeah, we like that. So Kate, you've got Port for tonight.
Yeah, actually, because was I on the pod last week or not? I can't remember. But anyway, I forgot to tip.
Oh.
For the first game this week, which is a tragedy.
That
So
is tragic.
the only one I want you to tip for next week, Kate,
Yep.
is Carl Tank versus Collingwood. That is huge.
I'm going to tip. Is it only huge because they're rivals, not because
Yeah,
Carlton have
it's-
a...
No, it's everything.
Sure.
A bit of everything. Both need a win.
I'm going to go for Collingwood by 15.
Don't mind it.
Yeah,
that too
it's
much?
But
fair.
no, I like
it's fair.
it. I like it. I like it, Kate.
I think Carlton are $2.70. I think they should be a little bit closer.
I think they're a chance. I think Collingwood break hearts. We'll
That would
see.
be devastating. Yeah.
And I
Amazing.
actually wonder whether Bulldogs could get Geelong. Do you think that's just
I think
crazy?
they absolutely they can. Yeah.
Yeah, they can.
It's not
I mean, it's a
crazy at all.
GMHBA,
It's
but
not crazy at all.
it's a GMHBA, which doesn't make it easy. It's a very hard place to go down and win. Obviously, we talked about the thinness of the ground down there. It's very hard to get things going. But
Right.
if anybody can do it, it's Luke Beveridge.
Absolutely.
We know that
Chompers.
Bevo and Chompers will be able to get them going down there. They need to bounce back
Yeah, absolutely.
if they to become a bona fide premiership contender. That's it for this week. Thanks, Kate.
Thanks, Kate.
Thank you.
Have a good one, guys. We
Thanks,
will
Chief.
see you next week. Bye. YouTube. Thanks for watching From the Outer Podcast. If you could like and subscribe, it helps us a lot to continue to create all of this amazing content that you know and love. See you next time.